She wore no rank, no insignia, just a plain black cap resting in calm hands. At the range, a man in the next lane smirked. "You hold that thing like a schoolteacher." She didn't answer. Then 10 rounds, 10 hits, all center mass, through, wind. A black SUV pulled up nearby. A Navy SEAL commander stepped out. He looked her way and saluted. No words, no explanation, and the entire range went silent. If you believe skill speaks louder than rank, type below. She never missed. It was a Sunday morning at Iron Creek Range, a civilian-military hybrid outside Quantico, where off-duty special operators train next to weekend warriors. Flashing their gear, she arrived early, alone. No fanfare. No bumper stickers, no unit decals, just an old, dusty Ford parked in the back corner of the gravel lot. Unremarkable, like she meant to disappear in plain sight. She carried a single hard-shell rifle case. Walked in, rented lane 7. No small talk, just a polite nod to the clerk behind bulletproof glass. Nobody recognized her. Nobody paid much attention. Next lane over, a group of former Marines turned contractors, loud, confident, tactical gear shining. One of them, thick-necked guy named Torres, watched her with a grin. $5 says she's never handled anything bigger than a 22, he muttered, loud enough for everyone to hear. Laughter followed. Little side bets were made, but she never even glanced their way. Then her first shot cracked the silence. .308 Winchester, suppressed, dead center, 100 yards. 9 more shots followed, all center mass. No flinch, no hesitation. The range clerk paused mid-paperwork, watching as she moved with quiet precision. "Who the hell is that woman?" he whispered. She reloaded, adjusted slightly, and moved to long range. No gadgets, no rangefinder, just a pencil, a wind flag, and a worn logbook full of notes. Then 600 yards. Steel silhouette, X-ring gone. The joke stopped. The silence grew. Torres and his team watched in awe, now no longer mocking, just silent. Her stance wasn't showy, no contractor swagger. It was refined, deliberate, the kind of posture that only comes from years of doing it for real. Every shot was methodical, every scope adjustment grounded in experience. Even the range safety officers, usually more concerned with rules than skill, watched her with quiet respect. She fired 25 rounds, all perfect. Then she cleaned her rifle like it was sacred. No fist pumps, no attention seeking, just quiet, unshakable competence. As she packed up her gear, Torres finally approached, the smirk gone, curiosity now softened by respect. "Ma'am, that was some incredible shooting. Where'd you train?" She looked at him briefly. "Calm, measured, everywhere it mattered," she said softly, and kept packing. Sometimes, the quietest people carry the heaviest storms. And sometimes, respect comes without logic, just truth. By noon, most of the range had emptied. Then it happened. A matte black SUV rolled in, military plates, tinted glass, no markings except a tiny DOD decal in the windshield. From the driver's seat stepped a man in navy blue utilities, posture sharp, presence unmistakable. Even the Marine standing nearby paused. "That's someone important," whispered Martinez. "Look how he moves." The commander didn't check in, didn't ask questions. He walked straight through the lobby and locked eyes on her, still firing clean rounds at the 600 yard mark. He didn't scan, didn't speak, just watched, laser focused. Then, in a silence thick enough to hold your breath, the commander stepped onto the range. She knew, didn't look, didn't flinch, but she knew. That kind of awareness only comes from years where distraction means death. She finished her final shot, engaged the safety, placed the rifle down. Then she stood, not casually but at attention, not like a civilian, but like a soldier who never forgot the protocol. The commander approached. No words, just a salute, sharp, formal, lasting exactly 3 seconds. A salute not given lightly, not to civilians, not without reason. She returned it just as precisely. Then he turned and walked away. No explanation, no orders, and she resumed her packing, as if nothing unusual had just happened. The salute didn't go unnoticed. As she zipped her rifle case, the range clerk practically stumbled outside. "Ma'am, who are you?" he asked, breathless. She looked at him with calm eyes. "Nobody you need to worry about," she said quietly, then walked away, just as she'd arrived, unassuming, precise, unforgettable. But whispers had already started. Was that a SEAL team commander? Why would he salute a civilian? What did she do? Even Torres stood in stunned silence. "I've been to Afghanistan twice," he muttered. "I've never seen shooting like that, and never seen a commander salute anyone who wasn't Medal of Honor." Martinez nodded. She did something big, something that earns respect without explanation. She drove off, disappearing down the gravel road. But her presence lingered like a shadow that meant something. 3 days later, the SEAL commander, Captain Reynolds, returned. This time, he went straight to the range manager's office. "Did the woman in the black cap leave anything behind?" he asked without even introducing himself. The manager, retired Army Sergeant Bill Crawford, shook his head. "Nothing. Just the cleanest lane I've ever seen. Policed her brass, wiped down her bench. More squared away than most of my staff. But that salute had already made its way through unofficial military channels. Whispers reached intel agencies. Databases were checked, not the public ones, but the kind you need clearances for. Still, no matches, no medals, no records, no ID, until someone remembered a name spoken only in classified briefings. Check Task Force Ember. Operations from 2003 to 2009. The system paused, then unlocked a redacted file. Operator for K113. Call sign, Vera.no. Legal last name. No hometown. No known family. Just mission logs that sounded like fiction. Somalia. Maritime interdictions. Fallujah. Urban reconnaissance. South Sudan. Hostage rescue. Kandahar. Overwatch extraction. 71 confirmed sniper assists. 19 Overwatch interventions. One mission labeled technically impossible. Then, silence. A final line in the file, voluntarily detached from unit. Current status, untraceable by personal request. Classification, permanent. She walked away, gave up her identity, burned her past, chose silence over glory, and disappeared. Until some weekend warrior mocked her stance. Captain Reynolds stared at the screen in front of him. Redacted lines, impossible stats, and one name hidden behind silence. Vera. He didn't need the rest of the file. He already knew. 6 years ago, Kandahar. A SEAL extraction mission, pinned down by snipers. 12 men trapped in the open, outgunned and out of time. Then, from 800 meters away, a single unseen shooter neutralized every threat. Methodical, surgical, invisible. That shooter was Vera. Reynolds was the team leader. She had saved his life. Now, years later, he'd walked past her unrecognized by everyone else, but unforgettable to him. That salute wasn't just a gesture. It was a debt paid in silence. 3 days after his visit to Iron Creek Range, Reynolds filed a classified request through official channels. Recommend immediate cessation of all attempts to locate or identify the individual in question. Some heroes have earned the right to remain invisible. The request was approved. No questions asked. Official curiosity ended. Her file was locked, again. But at Iron Creek Range, her legend didn't fade. If anything, it grew. Manager Bill Crawford started reserving Lane 7 on Sunday mornings. No sign. No announcement, just in case. Some customers, he told his staff, deserve special consideration. The same Marines who once joked about her, now, they spoke of her like veterans speak of the fallen, with reverence, with silence between sentences, because they'd learned something that day. Real skill doesn't wear flashy gear. It doesn't announce itself with noise. It whispers, then proves itself with perfection. 3 months later, she came back. No announcement. No change. Same weathered pickup. Same black cap. Same silent walk to Lane 7. But this time people noticed. The young clerk gave her a nod. Not out of politeness, but respect. No one laughed. No one whispered. Even the usual noise of the range seemed to quiet itself in her presence. She ran her drills with precision. 20 rounds, all perfect. Steel targets, wind shift, no wasted motion, no celebration, just quiet, lethal competence. When she finished, she cleaned up like always. Careful, professional. Then something different happened. A young woman barely 19 approached from the observation area. College sweatshirt. Nervous. Steps. She clutched something in her hand. Maybe a note, maybe courage. "Ma'am," she said, voice trembling. "Did you really serve with Task Force Ember?" Vera didn't react, didn't smile, but her eyes sharpened. "No one's supposed to know that designation," she said quietly. The girl hesitated. Then the words came all at once. "My brother, he told me, if I ever saw you to say thank you. You saved him." Vera studied the girl's face, searching for something, a resemblance, a trace of the past. "He made it out?" she asked softly. The girl nodded. Tears rising. "Yes, ma'am. He's married now, 2 kids. Got his engineering degree on the GI Bill. He said he never got to thank the sniper who saved him." For the first time, something shifted in Vera's expression. Not a smile, but something close. A softening, a peace. "Then I didn't miss what mattered," she said, and with that, she picked up her gear, shouldered her rifle case, and walked out. Manager Bill Crawford approached the young woman, his voice gentle. "You okay, miss?" She wiped her tears, watching the truck vanish into the trees. "She saved my brother's life, and doesn't even want credit for it." Crawford just nodded. Some heroes don't need recognition. They do it because someone needs saving. And with that, the range returned to normal. Paper targets replaced, brass swept up, but her presence never left. Her story passed in whispers, shared by those who understood. The most important targets aren't made of paper or steel. They're the lives that keep going because someone with perfect aim decided they were worth protecting. Subscribe, Iron Heart Stories.